Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. I am back home from our little trip to Virginia and Washington, D.C. You can be watching for a video very soon from the Bull Run battlefield. In the meantime, let's get back into this no infantry challenge on the Union campaign of Ultimate General Civil War. This is the Battle of Thoroughfare Gap, which is right before the second battle of Bull Run. And I was just down in this area, so it's kind of cool to be playing this. Just to let you know some other things coming up, I will have some more Hearts of Iron 4 coming up very soon, and hopefully within the next couple of days I'll be announcing when the next live streams will be coming. Also, last chance to get in on the possibility of playing in the next Hearts of Iron 4 multiplayer. Still looking for feedback as to when and what time, time and date that work best for you if you're interested in playing the Hearts of Iron 4 multiplayer, so we can nail that down and start picking countries in Führer Reich. So, back to this. We get to take 10 brigades, so going to be heavily outnumbered because I don't have infantry. But what I've decided to do in this one, let's go back and look for just a second. I've decided not to go with a lot of melee cavalry because I'm basically defending a position. So what I've gone with is one unit of melee cavalry just because I want to have some on hand just in case. But otherwise taking a bunch of artillery. Half of my units are artillery. We've got some 10-pounders, two groups of 12-pounder Napoleons, some 24-pounders, and 10-pounders. So basically 2 units of rifled artillery along with 3 for close quarters because I'm defending. I've also got 3 units of the mounted infantry along with 1 of melee cavalry. So these mounted infantry have Smiths, Burnsides, and Sharps 1859s. And let's see if we can hold. We're going to be outnumbered by about 40% or so. So I've got 5,422 and 60 guns. He's got 8,834 guns. Alright, so I actually made a change to my build from what I showed you there. I've decided to go with all smoothbores this time instead of a mix of rifled artillery and smoothbores. So I've got 3 units of 12-pound Napoleons, some 24-pounders, and some more 24-pounders. The plan is this. You can't lose this battle. It's either a win or a draw. A draw happens if he takes the objective and holds it for about, I think, 30 to 40 minutes is what the timer ticks down to. So I can't let that happen. But he also gets this unit that comes in reinforcements about halfway through from right here. So that kind of rules this out as a defensive position. So I'm going to build my defense right here in these woods. He's going to try probably to flank me and hit the objective there, so I want to be a little stronger on my right than I am on my left. I'm going to send my melee cavalry down here in the edge and hope that maybe I can catch one of his units out in the open on his right flank. But for the most part, I'm just going to park in these woods. So we'll see how that goes. Let me move up my guns as far as I can so I can get them into position and ready to go as quickly as possible. Alright. So we'll park one right here. Here. Let's get these guys down here in the edge. I'm going to be limited in what I can do with my melee cavalry, obviously, because I've only decided to take 1 unit in. I'm going to park some 24-pounders right there. At some point, I may have to shift more over to this direction. I don't mind letting him hold the objective temporarily while I inflict casualties on him. I just can't let him hold it long enough to drive the battle into a draw. My guns will all be close enough to each other to where I just can pretty much keep them in supply the whole time. Hopefully this water will slow them down while I inflict casualties. The main thing is just to weaken him enough to where by the time he gets those reinforcements and he can put a large force on my objective, he's not strong enough to hold it. He's going to have me about 2 to 1 by the time he gets all his troops on the field. Yeah, all of my units are within command radius and within supply, except for the melee cavalry. I have to give a hold order to everybody, or else they'll drop back after they fire. think I'm pretty well ready to go here. Let's let him get into position. Alright, these Napoleons, I'm going to have to move them back. I don't want them advancing past my line. Alright, he's got most of his troops on the field now. He's got me by about 3,300 men. Here he comes. Already routed his skirmishers on the first shot. Okay. These guys are not quite alone enough for me to risk sending my melee cavalry out. He is trying to shift around on me. Let's start inching the melee cavalry up just enough to make him wary of my presence there. He definitely wants to get around my right. Hey boys, I gotta be careful. He's got infantry support right there. Yep, that's it. Turn your back on me. Perfect. Just gotta be careful I don't get sucked in. Just want to disrupt this attack as much as I can. Now, so far he's not supporting them with anybody. Now it's because he launched right into me here. Walton may be able to just take Jenkins out completely. That would be fantastic. I'm going to shift Garfield over now because there's really no threat over here at this point. Artillery's got to drive this attack off. This is perfect over here. Stay on him, Walton. He's already got 236 casualties inflicted. Oh, he's hitting me with his artillery. Awesome. Alright, move forward, Graham. You gotta protect that artillery. So what I can do here then is I can go ahead and actually shift. I don't know why these 12-pounders are moving. Shift Garfield up over here now. Come on, let's finish these guys off. The melee attack has stalled a little bit there. He's already taken the objective, so I've got to get that back. He didn't quite take it. There, now he took it. So it's 42 minutes. So I've got 42 minutes to get it back. He's pulled me into the woods over there now. Alright, let's move Drayton up because there's nothing happening on my left at this point. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, hold on. There's still a unit over there. Alright, I'm pulling Walton out. We'll let Jenkins reform and come back at me out in the open. I've got 33 minutes to get the objective back. The problem is there's a lot of men there. Okay, so let's see the situation. He's going to get one more unit still. I've already inflicted 2,000 casualties. I've lost 300 men. That's awesome. But this is a bit of an issue at this point. So let's send the melee cavalry around. We may need them to push him off. just need to reset that timer before it ticks down. These 24-pounders already have 343 kills, 252 for the Napoleons, 400 for these 24-pounders. They've got short range, but man, are they devastating. There we go. All right, let's push Garfield up, take this objective. Get some support up here. There we go, got it back. Now we'll drop back. Now, my question, of course, is if he retakes the objective, does the timer start over at 40 minutes? I guess we'll find out. But we'll keep Walton there just in case. I'm going to shift these 12-pounders up here. They're not real effective in this location, only 131 kills. Oh, skirmishers are wiped off the map. And here comes Law. That's the reinforcements I was talking about earlier. Still, I've inflicted 3,000 casualties at a loss of not quite 400 men. I'm going to move Drayton forward. He's largely been kind of quiet in this one, especially since he's shifting more and more to that side. All right, they've secured the objective. It did start over at 42 minutes, so that's perfect. Gives me some room to work with again. That's it. Bring the Law out into the open, please. Perfect. Say hello to my melee friends. Hang on, Garfield. All right, Walton, get out of there. You did your job. You do got to get the objective back. Pretty quiet now on the battlefield. Alright, see how they're doing on supply. They're down to about half. I'm just going to move the supplies over just for the time being. Again, it's all about the artillery on this one. 752 kills for these 24-pounders. I'm going to move Drayton up. I got to be careful, though. I don't want to get hit on his flank from this artillery. Alright, let's bring the melee cavalry down. Maybe I can get back into his rear and nail his artillery. Because I think I'm safe up here. These skirmishers take another volley or two, they're done. Yep, those ones are gone. This might be one of those battles where I can just wipe his whole army out. He's down to 3,100 men. I've actually got more men now in the field than he does. Another skirmisher unit wiped out. I'm gonna move these guys up. Move everybody up at this point. Alright, he's moving his artillery, which means they can't fire on me. Backdrating out a little bit. Both artillery units are moving, which means one can't support the other when I hit them. You gotta be careful here. Alright, let's back Graham off before he gets hit in the flank by Hood. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and advance these guys out. Go on the offensive a little bit. Look at all the gray dead right there. That's fantastic. Alright, we're going to wipe this battery out, and then I'm going to come up and hit these guys. Alright, they're gone. I don't think I'll take on this battery yet, just because they're up in the woods. They're getting reformed. I don't want to take a lot of casualties there. These two units I might be able to wipe out pretty fast, even though they're in the woods. It's amazing what you can do with one unit of melee cavalry when you have to. Awesome. Surrendered. Okay, let's hit the other one. Get those guys back behind my lines. Alright, what's he got left? He's got 1,400 men left. Awesome. These guys are gone. Let's finish them off. Considering I was outnumbered 2-1, I'm going to completely massacre his army. This is lovely. Lovely. I might want to run and grab these supplies before I run out of time to do that. Okay, let's go grab those guys. We'll hit Wilcox. They'll either break or surrender. I may run into the artillery before I get a chance to hit the supplies, so let's try to go around the artillery if we can. Alright, I think this one should let me keep going. Ah, darn it. Alright. We'll just hit them. There aren't that many supplies anyway. It's not a huge deal if I don't grab them. Looks like we'll get them after all. Thank you. Alright, let's finish them. What a pleasantly easy battle that was. I really thought that was going to be a lot tougher. And I expect second Bull Run will be just as easy, but then it'll probably get more difficult when we get into Antietam and Fredericksburg. But there we go, 750 infantry. 3,000 cavalry. The infantry, I'm not even sure who those were. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, 7,800 infantry for him. Wiped out the entire battlefield. Lost about 1,000 men. Took out over 6,000 of his. Grabbed a bunch of fun stuff. A bunch of things that I'll just sell off. 2 colonels out of it. All right, let's take a look at the situation. Got 100,000 recruits available to me. We're going to go medicine again with that. And let's take a look at the situation now. We're going to go into second Bull Run. Should be a relatively easy victory. Just rush some melee cavalry up to the one and only one objective I have to take. So I'll get everybody refit for that. In the meantime, we're going to sell off all the infantry weapons, which I obviously will not be able to use. Those we'll hold on to because I think we can use those for skirmishers. Now let's buy up as much as we possibly can here. Keeping at least one eye on my available money. I don't want to completely wipe myself out of funds. But I want to buy up everything I can because hopefully they'll all get replenished after second Bull Run. Definitely want to buy up all these melee cavalry weapons because those are at a premium. I'll buy the Whitworths, but I'll hold off on these other ones at least until I see what I need. I got a lot of available artillery. I'm tempted to sell off these 6-pounders, but I'm not going to get that much for them, so we'll hold off on that. But we'll sit tight right there for now until we decide how I want to build this army. I'm not going to need much of an army to win second Bull Run. I just need enough to get up there and take that objective. So we'll get ready for that. That'll come back in the next couple of days with that. In the meantime, let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below if this is new for you and you haven't seen the rest of the series. The link is in the description for video 1 of this series. Please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you're enjoying this. We're going to go ahead and start renaming in honor of those who are supporting me on Patreon. The requested units that you have. So you'll see that for the next battle. If you are one of my supporters on Patreon at that level, I believe it might be $5 or $10 a month. I'm not sure which. You can look at the link in there. But do that and let me know what you'd like to have your unit named, and I will go ahead and do that as long as it is family friendly. I don't care what you name it. But if you have been a supporter, please reach out to me, or I will reach out to you in the next day or so to get your thoughts, or if you just want me to keep the same name that you've requested in the past. We'll see you back here in a couple of days with Second Bull Run. I'll get back to some of the other series here as well now that I'm home for the next couple of weeks. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.